What's up, YouTubers? Thank you for watching 1,000 Ways to Sound. I'm your host, Jay Will, and this video is going to be the part 4 of Scales and Chords Player. What I'm going to be showing you today is simply how to make a melody using the Scales and Chords Player. And this is just to give you an example of how you could use it in your songs. So let's get to it. I already went ahead and changed the key to G and changed the scale to major. I also filtered the incorrect notes so that way I only play correct notes. So what I'll be doing is creating a melody to show you how the Scales and Chords Player work. I'll also be auto-triggering certain buttons so that way we can give it a little bit of uniqueness. So here we go. So what you want to do first is find the tempo. So if you don't have a tempo, I always make sure I click the click and the pre-click. What this click does is it gives you a metronome sound so that way you stay on beat, and this pre-click gives you a starting count so that way you come in on time. So we're just going to bump that up to 40. Perfect. So once we have the tempo set, we're going to go ahead and record our melody. You can either hit the record button or you can press Command Enter to start recording. Okay, so now that we have that 5-bar loop done, what I like to do, go in here and quantize them. So hit Command K or Control K, and that'll automatically make these on beat. What I'll do from this point is Control C, Control V, or if you're on a Mac, Command C, Command V. So now you would just have an 8-bar that repeats like this. Perfect. And we're gonna go ahead and just turn that one down because that's a little harsh. I don't like the way it slammed on the keys right there. Alright, so now that we have that, we can go in here and start doing some automations. And what I mean by that is, so if you hear the original, let's do this. See, just doing that gives a little bit of difference, but I didn't like the way it was going, so what I'll do is I'll probably set it to 4. No. So what it is I like the 3 notes, and what I will do is hear out how the open chords sound on the melody. This is without it, and this is with it. You see the kind of different effect it gave to it. So what I'm going to go ahead and do at this point is create an automation for it. And to create an automation, all you do is hold the Alt button and click. And what that's going to do is it's going to create a channel right here for that particular effect. So that way you send that effect. You see the green box around here? Now this effect is being sent over to the sequencer so that way you can record automation. When we hit the record button, and there you go. So that's how you do a little bit of automation. So let's hear how that sounds being played back. And what you will see is you'll see this automatically going on and off just as I did a moment ago. Pretty cool, right? So to take it a step further, we're going to go ahead and add an octave up and also add an octave down on certain points of the melody. So let's hear how it sounds when we add an octave down. Okay, so that's how we could make it sound, and I kind of do like some of that low end in there, so I'm going to go ahead and automate a section of that. Perfect. So let's hear how that sounds being played back. Nice. So now we're going to go ahead and automate an octave up. But before we do that, let's play around with it and see how it sounds or what we can do to it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the octave up only towards the end, so that way it gives it a little bit of differentiation. So we're going to see how this sounds. Alright, so now you see what we are able to do. Let's try out adding some color, but we're going to play around with it to see if we can find anything we like, or if we don't like adding color to it. And I really don't like any color for this kind of melody, so I'm just going to keep it with just the octave up and the octave down automations. So what I'm going to do lastly is do an inversion. I might try an alter and we'll see how that goes, but I necessarily don't like using the alter button because you don't have really that much control over what you would like to be selected. Let's see what we can do when we change the inversions. Alright, so I do like some of those inversions, and as you saw how I did that, I went from 2 to 1, from 0 to 3, from 3 back to 1. And what that is going to do is it gives it a little bit of style and uniqueness to it, so that way it can't be copied. It can be, but you'd have to really try hard. So check it out. Let's try something. So what you want to do is auto trigger the inversions, just like we did all the other synth effects. So now that we have this auto triggered, let's go ahead and record something. Alright, so there you have it. And now that we have the inversions recorded, let's go ahead and see how that plays back. Very nice. We can even take it a step further and change the notes, or we can alter it. Let's see what we can do when we alter it. And I don't like the alter, so we're not going to mess with the alter at all. let's try moving the notes around and see if we can add notes or take away notes to make it sound a lot cooler. And with that as well, I do not want to touch any of the notes. I do like the 3 chord notes being played in the key of G, major scale. So as of right now, that is the melody that I'm going to keep. Those are the only effects that I will put on this melody. That's excluding adding reverbs or echoes or any other kind of styling to it, but just simply using the scales and chords. Those will be all the automated effects that I will put on it. Just to give you guys an example, I'm going to go ahead and hit this send to track button. So that way you guys can see, like in the other previous tutorials, this is how it would be used. So now that we have this, these are the single notes, but I can come here and see my chords being played. That is so cool, because now I can learn, I can study, know what these chords are, these chords. If you don't know what your chords are, this will definitely help you get a slight grasp of it. So this is what it sounds like. Very nice. We can go ahead and take this click off and we can listen to it without the click. And there you have it. That's pretty much it. So I hope this video was useful and I hope you learned a little something today. I will get more into depth on creating melodies and loops in one of my other future videos, so you want to be on the lookout for that, just so that way you can get a little bit more extra help. Well, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please like, subscribe, comment, share. All is appreciated. And I want to thank you for watching 1,000 Ways to Sound, and be sure to check out some more of my videos right here. Peace.